Have you been looking for a quote related to fitness, walking, and health? I knew it. And I've got you covered with this quote that I absolutely love. It states, "A person who loves walking will walk further than a person who loves the destination. When you fall in love with the journey, everything else falls into place." In today's video, I'm excited to be sharing with you the amazing results I saw from doing 10,000 steps a day for 7 days straight. Make sure you stick around to the end where I share an additional 4 impactful tips or lessons I wish I would have known before starting this walking challenge. Alright, so I won't go too much into this next part, but before starting this 10,000 step challenge, I'm actually going for a total of 30 days and I just completed the first week. But before going into this challenge, I set up some rules or guidelines to help me get the best out of this walking experiment. I'll throw up these guidelines here for you to take a gander at. I won't go too much into those in this video, but I did create a separate video before starting this challenge that you can definitely check out that goes into detail on all of these guidelines plus some additional tips. My starting weight at the beginning of the week was 213 pounds, and I want to say up front that I was definitely far from perfect with my diet, but the results were quite impressive. Even without the best diet, I went down to 210.7 pounds, which was a total loss of 2.3 pounds. Just by adding more steps each day. In addition to weighing in myself at the beginning and end of the week, I also use my Fitbit to help track my steps and use the app as well. And here is a screenshot showing how many steps I got throughout the past 7 days. I'll start off with day 1. Day 1 was actually not too bad. I started early at getting my steps in and it didn't seem like too much of a challenge. I definitely made a conscious effort to go and get more steps. Then it was on to day 2 and 3 where I started to really struggle. I didn't get my steps in early in both of those days. It was on both days 2 and 3 that I found myself at 10, 11 p.m. at night just walking in place because I was still off around like 2,000 steps each night. Sounds like a fun time, am I right? But even though I had that pressure of needing to get those extra steps, I noticed that both my mood and energy levels were starting to rise. And on day 4, throughout the rest of the week, I was able to get in steps earlier throughout the day. I'd actually go to the gym or just try to get out, and that went a long way to help me feel less stress, less pressure, and when evening rolled around, I felt so much better and more happy. I'm still amazed that I was able to lose that much weight just from adding steps and not watching my diet a whole lot. So now I want to share with you the 4 lessons I wish I would have internalized before starting this challenge. Number 1 is to start early with getting your steps in. I already touched on it a bit throughout this video, but I noticed that as long as I went up and got some steps early in the morning, it built up momentum, like a snowball effect, building momentum going down a hill. By the time the end of the day rolled around like a snowball, I don't know why I'm talking about snowball so much here, I would feel so amazing because I had my steps in or I was close to hitting my goal, and that was a relief. The next tip is just to get out. Try to get out and do something fun or exciting where you're walking around. You can definitely go to the mall, or if you're a parent like me, I went to this child fun center a few times and brought my kids to go play. I would go walk around with them, and that helped me so much to get my mind off the steps and have some more fun as well. There's no better feeling than looking down at your watch or your steps tracker and seeing that you have a ton of steps in without actually thinking about the steps while you're walking. Tip number 3 is to take advantage of or utilize every opportunity you have to get more steps in. For example, it was on day 2 or 3. My wife and I were sitting down at this fast food restaurant with my son. My wife started to stand up to go over and grab some additional ketchup packets. The counter was a decent length away from where we were sitting, and then she immediately sat down and asked me, "Hey Jordan, how many steps do you have today?" I then looked down at my watch and it was definitely an embarrassing low number. I then stood up, walked over to the counter and grabbed those additional ketchup packets and walked on back. So the moral of the story is, whenever there's an opportunity, jump at it and go get those steps. Last, but definitely not least, is to find a reliability partner to help encourage you and keep you responsible. For me, my wife has been an excellent support, like when she asked me to go grab some ketchup packets. That is a great example of supporting me and reminding me of my health goal. If you don't have someone in particular, that's okay as well. You could always use a phone to set up a notification or a reminder to get steps in each day. If you haven't already, please lovingly click that like button and subscribe for more.